Ahoy folks, and welcome back to Broadside Gaming with me, Zug. And, well, the Arbites is going to be here on Monday, so we might as well jump in and take a look at some prospective builds. Obviously, you know, no one's got their hands on it yet, so all these builds are complete theory crafting, so until we actually get some play testing done and, you know, run Damnation and see what's going on and then get into Havoc, it's all theory, so, you know, bear with me. So let's start off with the weapon, shall we? The Branks Mark III Arbites Shockmaul, it looks pretty good, so, you know, and it's a class-specific weapon, so we're going to give that a go. And obviously with the modifiers, it's going to be Penetration, lol, Finesse, Crowd Control and Damage, all at 80, and Mobility at 60, because I always dump down Mobility, I don't care about it. If you've seen any of my other guides, you'll see that all of them have mobility dumped. Next up, we've got the new shotgun, the Extraction Mark 8 Exterminator shotgun. Again, oh, hang on, that's wrong. 80, there we go, that's much nicer. And stability. So we've got ammo, stopping power, stability, and damage at 80, and mobility at 60, which is going to be our dump stat. So for the Arbites Shockmaul, let's look at the perks we're taking. We're going to be, I'm thinking Carapace and Flak. It's going to give you an all-round good time against all enemies. As for the blessings, Confident Strike and High Voltage sound pretty good. A lot of the stuff we're doing is going to be putting voltage on them, not just the Shockmaul. But if you're feeling a little bit more spicy, you can change out Confident Strike for Execution against Staggered, because you are going to be staggering a lot. But I'm thinking High Voltage and Confident Strikes, if not Execution. Sounds good to me. And for the shotgun, we're going with Maniac and Unyielding, because Maniacs are annoying, and for a ranged weapon, it's always good to take them out with. So more damage against them is always good. And Unyielding, because a lot of the unyielding enemies, you can't really go toe-to-toe with them all the time, so having more damage with the shotgun sounds like a good idea to me. As for the blessings, I'm thinking Full Bore, which is 14 to 20% strength for 5 seconds when every pellet in a shot hits the same enemy, and Sustained Fire for just shooting the same enemy over and over again. So a nice weapon to take down big uns with. As for the curios, this is my general setup. And as this build, the character looks like it's going to be working a lot like the Ogryn does, but, you know, smaller. I'm taking the Ogryn setup with the curios. We've got two toughness and 1 max health with maximum toughness across the board. Damage resistance to gunners on 2 of them, and damage resistance to snipers on the last one. You can change that to more gunners if you want. We've got some toughness regeneration speed on these 2, and stamina on the last one. As I said, we don't know how the build is going to work exactly yet, so I may change these later on to be either full toughness or full stamina, because there are a few nodes in the build that do reward having lots and lots of stamina. As for the talents, so let's have a quick look, shall we? So what I'm looking at is No Escape, plus 10% damage and 10% movement speed on elite or specialist kill. Going into Up Close, replenish 5% toughness on close kill. Force of Will, replenish 10% toughness on staggering melee attack. Walk It Off, spending 1 stamina replenishes 15% toughness over 3 seconds into a toughness damage reduction. And then maybe the Arbites Grenade. Throw an Arbites Grenade that explodes after a short delay for maximum grenades. Or we could take the Voltic Shock Mine, which will electrocute all enemies within 5 meters and also allow us to do a lot more damage to them. So at the moment, not sure yet, but we're sticking with the Arbites Grenade for now. And then into Arbitrator Armor for more toughness, and then into Concussive, melee weak spot hits, make the enemy count as staggered for 4 seconds. Suppression Force, staggering an enemy makes them deal minus 20% damage, last 5 seconds. And then Breaking Distance. You and your allies' incoherency deal additional 10% damage versus staggered. Plasteel Plates for more toughness, and then into Unleashed Brutality. Your Cyber Mastiff prioritizes elite and specialist enemies and deals 25% damage to them. Now, the other 2 we've got here is Lone Wolf. And I saw this, and immediately discounted it because I want my goddamn puppy. I don't care how good it is, I want my puppy. Or get him. Your Cybermastiff prioritizes ranged enemies and deals 50% more damage to them, so spoiled for choice here. For the moment, I've done Unleashed for, damage to specialists. So this is just going to give you a little bit more on those maniacs and specialists. Down into a cleave boost, because who doesn't like cleave? And then into Castigator's Stance. Enter the Castigator's Stance for 10 seconds, during which you have plus 15% movement speed, 80% reduced damage taken, and 100% reduced movement speed penalties from actions, but you cannot sprint. Thought I'd give it a go, to be honest. It sounds alright. The other two aren't looking too bad either, and to be honest, the way we've done this, we could jump between any of these. And as I said, this is the first build I've done for it. There will be more. Next up, we're going for the Arbites Revelator. God, these goddamn made-up words Games Workshop uses. 15% damage for 5 seconds after its successful dodge. Into Zealous Dedication, 2% critical strike chance on kill. Stacks 8 times. Last 10 seconds. Soul Guilt Scan. Weak spot hits grant 2% weak spot strength for 8 max stacks last 10 seconds. Execution Order. Periodically mark enemies, specialists, and bosses for Mercy Sanction. Killing a marked enemy replenishes 15% toughness. Your Cybermastiff gains 100% Cybermastiff damage for 8. I like how the Cybermastiff doesn't just gain damage. No. It gains Cybermastiff damage for 8 seconds. After attacking a marked enemy, you gain 15% damage and 10% attack speed after 8 seconds after killing a marked enemy. Then into Malakator. 50% cooldown regeneration for 8 seconds after marked kill. And then Keeping Protocol. Killing a marked enemy grants 1% damage versus monstrosities, 1% damage resistance versus monstrosities. 30 max stacks last until the end of the mission. Ooh, that's a lot better than I thought it was. And then into the middle. Justified measures. 3% damage on successful attack. Max stacks 5, lasts 5 seconds. Street Smarts gain 1 effective dodge and 20% dodge duration into target priority, 15% damage to enemies above 75% health. Monstrosity Hunter, plus 20% damage to Ogryns and monstrosities. And then into Hold the Line, staggering an enemy grants 1 stack of plus 3% damage resistance on the next melee hit, taken stacking 5 times. Staggering non-human sized enemies grants 5 stacks. Target the Weak. Enemies staggered by your melee attacks take 15% more damage for 5 seconds. Plus 15% melee damage and 30% impact on the first enemy hit with each attack. Drive them back, pushing grants 75% cleave for 5 seconds. Weight of the Lex, gain 15% damage for 5 seconds after heavy melee attack. And then last but not least, Strike Down, plus 15% melee rending on staggered enemies. So, there you go, just to give you a little view of the entire tree, or kind of, as much as the window will allow me. But there you go, that's our first look into an Arbites build. And I think this one would be quite a happy day one build, to be honest. So I do hope you guys enjoy it. If you're using this on day one, do let us know. Let us know how it works out, because we will be live streaming the entire day, so come in the live stream and let us know. And I shall see you all for the next one, folks. If you've enjoyed, please do like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. It really does help us out. And until the next one, take it easy, and I will see you later.